guys looked at the last year?
14.
Fire thing.
Oh.
I got 9 o'clock, call the meeting to order.
At the same time.
Move to approve the agenda?
Second.
Discussion?
So we're gonna
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Consider approval of the invoice in the amount of $14,260 for the CNR. This was, we withheld it, Pot County approved it months ago. We withheld it because of seeding, but the seeding has taken place. It looks like it's growing now, so we're requesting that we approve this on the first phase.
Make a motion to approve the amount of $14,260 to Luber Construction for the CNR levy.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you so much, Michelle.
Glad I could be along with
Try to talk less next time.
Sheila, are you next?
So this is an abatement, abandoned home that the city of Missouri Valley applied for. Court ordered it to them free of any debt. So it's resolution 2026-031461. In accordance with Iowa Code Section 445.16, allows the county boards and supervisors to abate or compromise property taxes and interest fees and costs if the county holds a tax sale certificate of purchase for it, collecting the total amount due.
How much is it?
$5,811.
That's our part of it.
Yeah, there's no special assessments on this
Okay.
property. These taxes have been suspended since 2021 because the owner couldn't contribute to the tax.
So what happens if we say no? City still have to pay it, or is this kind of an
You can go
unfunded
fight the
mandate?
judge for it, because
I'd say
I'm
it's
not,
court
'cause I've
ordered.
tried it.
Yeah.
I have failed.
Well,
So I would just like to point out, this is another state unfunded mandate.
Yes.
Correct, and the city will, as my understanding, this particular property will be demolished. They already have somebody interested, so I think they'll get back on the tax roll
Okay.
fairly quickly. They hear the costs of demolition and removal of debris.
I'll move to approve the tax abatement for the abandonment of city property at 806 Erie in Mo Valley.
second.
Any further discussion?
I just want, like, you were talking about, we're never gonna get that money anyway, right?
No.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, not that we have a choice to.
Have we gotten the court orders before though like this? Usually
Every
it's-
time.
Oh, yeah.
I thought lots of times it's the city just asking to,
No.
Which that's, the rest of the taxpayers just have.
so the city goes, does all that, we don't have to, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Do you have any more that you're trying to get rid of yet? I know you do. How many do you have left?
6.
You brought that down from what?
78.
I thought.
Thank you, Sheila.
Thank you, Sheila.
Next, we have consider approval of the issue of credit card to Michael Grove.
Just back to, yeah. Why does everybody have to have a credit card?
Not everybody has credit cards, but
What?
he will be in charge of purchasing computers and things of that nature.
Okay. I'm just curious.
I don't think, yeah, I know department heads do. You know, like the sheriff's department, they have to because of gas.
Because of gas. and-
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, good question.
I mean, because if you put in a claim for purchasing things, what I don't like that we run into is people, when they have credit cards, they've already, like, we just did claims for credit cards. Well, they've already charged it to the credit card. And so if for some reason we don't approve a claim, we're gonna end up, it's already on the card. Somebody's gonna have to pay it. That's what makes me nervous about so many people having.
The only thing is, so much is online now, And
Megan, how many in your office have credit cards? Just you? Sheila, how many in your office?
Just me.
So
Department heads.
heads.
Yeah, department heads.
And then when you get into the sheriff's office, like Tony said, the gas,
But,
I believe public health probably has a few more.
I don't think an engineer's
They have
office.
one? Okay.
What's engineers got? They should be one, okay.
Conservation has more than one.
Couple,
It's like the Welcome Center has one.
so I don't, yeah, it's a good question.
What's the limit? That's, we're approving a credit card, but what's the limit on this one?
I think our credit policy says like 2,500, I think.
Okay,
I would have to.
Yeah, the preferred method is still going to claims.
Claims, yeah.
right.
When that's not possible, then the credit card is there.
Well, but I would like to approve it with a set, like if it's 2,500, that's what I want to approve. I don't want to just approve.
So why don't you approve it in accordance to the credit card policies set limit?
If somebody comes in and like they made a big purchase, we can up it for them for that time. Cause like sometimes somebody buys something big, like the sheriff's office used theirs at Nebraska Furniture Mart to buy new desks. Well, then they still need to be able to buy gas, so if their department goes over 3,000, we have to up it in the middle of the cycle.
I guess my concern on that, they better have budgeted for it, you know.
Right. Oh, I'm okay with, if they need to,
Yeah.
increasing the credit limit, but as far as just a blanket, I would say if that's what our policy is 2,500, then that's
Yeah,
what I want.
everybody's is the same, and then if they need it, they call us and we up it in the middle for like a one-time purchase or a one.
So there's checks and balances in place.
Yeah, we're the only office that has access to the account.
Okay. I move to approve the credit card for Michael Dorland in accordance with the credit card policy.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next is the credit card.
Credit card bill in the amount of $18,564.06. This is a little higher, but a lot of that was IT.
Yeah,
Desk.
we got Michael's
Oh, did you get stuff set up?
desktop, his desk, his file cabinet, all that.
So where's it getting, be right down here?
Mhm.
Okay. I'll move to approve the credit card bill in the amount of $18,564.06.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We do not have John here this evening. Rebecca, on this rural interfund transfer to rural basic and flood erosion, do you have any information on that one?
That's at 10,000.
It's about 75,000.
Oh.
No.
It
that's
should be
10,000.
10, I think, yeah. That's just our annual amount.
10,000.
Is that because we increased the amount that they were getting, or?
No, this is for fiscal year 26, so when you guys did the budget a year and a half ago, that was the amount you approved. Next year, you guys approved
I'll
20,000.
go back to 20.
They currently have $236,216 in their account.
So according to you, doesn't pay for even one, does it?
We just did got a bid for the PL 566 on the Dolan ground, $32,000 for one PL 566.
We're not gonna be able to do all those things.
No, we're not gonna be able to. But I thought we changed their budget to 40,000 this year.
I don't remember that.
This year? Or next?
27.
It could be, I thought it was 20, but it could. We changed their budget to 40, but we changed the transfer to 20.
Okay.
And if they needed more, they could come back.
Yeah.
We cut it out for a couple of years because they weren't using it.
Yeah, they weren't using it, and then they got two gentlemen to do the inspections on all the PL 566s, and that's why we're all of a sudden having to fix these. These are 50-year structures that,
The state pays for it.
the federal government said they would take care of them for 50 years. Well, that's about the lifespan is the problem, and so a lot of these the culverts are rusting out, or they get plugged or whatever, and so they're having to redo them. Some of them, the one that I told you guys about the bid was $162,000.
So another unfunded mandate.
Right, and we can't give them back to the landowners. Like this one, the $32,000 one, I'd love to give it back to the landowner, but landowners don't want it back. They don't want to spend the $32,000. And a lot of them protect our roads.
That, and it supports more than just that farmer, it supports the whole
Right.
watershed.
Right, but a lot of them are upstream, so to speak, of a secondary road, and so if you don't fix them, then you end up with worse problems.
So it's putting them in a district option or putting the benefits from that?
There you go.
We'd have to look into that, we have to look into that, I don't think we can do that, I think it was, when they did that 50-year deal,
Yeah,
that kind of.
But you have drainage districts on a lot of them.
Right,
People don't get any benefit from those, they don't pay for those. A lot of people aren't getting any benefit from these PL 566s.
right, I'll talk to Luke,
Everybody's on the same.
I'll talk to Luke and see,
I'll move to approve that $10,000
Yes.
interfund transfer from rural basic to flood road.
second.
Further discussion?
We'll do it.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, they are resolutions. Rebecca?
Yes,
Tony?
Yes.
Next one here is consider approval of interfund transfer from general basics to secondary.
Isn't that John just trying to correct what his money's at?
No, those
It's
are,
different.
the general basic is the one that you have to give them by code. That's the minimum amount you can give them.
From property tax.
and that one is how much?
175,000.
Make the motion to approve the interfund transfer from general basic to secondary roads, $175,000.
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call, Tony?
Yes.
Tommy, yes. Rebecca? Now we have consider approval of interfund transfer from rural basic to secondary roads. That one is $2.2 million.
Is that because of the tax assessments they paid out there?
No, that one is rural, that's
The
the
same
same exact
concept
thing, but
as
out of the
general.
rural fund rather than the general.
Right. I'll move to approve the interfund transfer from Melody Oaks.
Nope,
No.
rural
Oh,
basic.
from rural basic to
You can
secondary
jump ahead
roads.
again.
Rural basic to secondary roads, that is
2.2.
2.2 million.
Second.
Any further discussion? Tommy, yes. Rebecca?
Yes.
Tony, yes. Now we have the Melody Oaks. This one, my understanding, John included fund status report. He's requesting the maximum,
It's requesting the entire amount.
so it would be $179,210.
And this
And that would
is,
take the special assessment and move it to secondary roads.
Fixed
Carry out
Melody
the
Oaks.
necessary
It comes into
repairs.
taxes, right?
Currently, as it sits in the fund, it can't be spent.
And that can only be spent Melody Oaks?
Once it's in John's budget, it can be spent however John chooses.
so
Hopefully it spends it.
if we don't transfer it, what
It's
happens?
non-spendable, it sits,
But he can't even spend it on Melody Oaks?
can't spend it at all in the fund that it's currently sitting.
I would hope you spend it on
I
Melody
would
Oaks.
like him to come in and explain what his
Okay.
plan is on both of these, the Ottawa and
Yeah.
Right.
Melody Oaks.
Yes,
There's no Melody Oaks needs.
Melody Oaks needs
Yeah,
fixed
And Ottawa
that.
Lane does as well.
Yeah. So can we table these two?
I believe, that's what I would like to do.
Okay.
I'll have John come back and
No action on these two.
Right.
now we have discussion regarding rezoning the concrete crushing facility. We did have a public hearing last week, and a lot of folks have reached out to us throughout the week. I still want to get down and look and see what the plant looks like when it's crushing, see what it sounds like, see what the dust looks like. I would also like it if Board of Adjustments would.
The board should look at it. I mean, we should have the board do their job and then review it first.
The Board of Adjustments?
Yes, if the landowner did not like the zoning board's decision, I believe there's an avenue for that landowner to reach out to the Board of Adjustments and appeal that decision to the Board of Adjustments. And then I would like to have that recommendation before we vote. I also would like, I know, Tony, you asked Matt last week to reach out to the DNR. I would like to see some DNR
I just
data.
think it's in a floodplain that they're gonna wanna weigh in on it. So, you wanna,
I want to wait.
But-
Initially, we thought 2 weeks, but I think it's going to take a little longer than that to get all of the research in and be down. I know Jack on the zoning board will also want to go down and look at the plan as well.
And what kind of, I'm Jason with Carly Construction.
Yes.
What kind of information are you, if, we're just, we're trying to get as much information that you would request so we can get it to you.
I would like to come down and meet with you, look at the plan, and have some questions ready for you at that time.
Okay, because, I mean, our crusher fits on a semi, one load. It's not one of these massive, 3 or 4 moves special. I mean, it's just on our triple axle low boy. So it's, sorry about that.
Anywhere.
It's, I mean, that's all it is. I know when people talk about crushing and all that, they get very concerned about dust control. Our crusher has a spray system on it that we put water to minimize dust or contain all dust. We're talking about maybe 100 ton an hour crusher. So, you know, that's 5, 6, 7 dump trucks an hour if we're going at full bore and running. One of our things is we'd like to get, we're out of Council Bluffs, Iowa, I don't know if, and we're looking to try to get into a town to where a person can see, we'd leave a couple trucks up here, with the hope of maybe getting some drivers to come our way. You know, maybe once that gets started, we would like to, you know, if a kid in high school isn't really college material because of lack of focus, let's just say, let them know that there are other fields. You don't have to go to college for 4 years to make a very good living. I mean, the world of construction can be very good to a lot of people if you're willing to get into it. We'd love to get into a small town and, you know, just be able to have a kid come talk to us. Hey, what do you guys do? We'll take you on. I mean, we'll let you start learning the ropes and just see where it goes. Is one of our main goals. You know, not to mention have the crushing on the side. It's not a, we are not setting up to have it be the primary business for us. I mean, we're always going to be concrete, paving, construction company. This is just something on the side because we take removals off the street. If we keep them, crush them, we can resell them more reasonably in an area than getting your stuff out of the cold. We like to provide services like that. If we're up in this area, we're going to be able to cut people's need for materials, the trucking marginally cheaper because they're not going as far. And we're, I mean, sitting right here.
Have you guys done any type of environmental studies to see how it affects
I don't understand fully what you're asking about.
the dust in the air, the health effects with what you do?
We have, on the crushing, I'll be honest, but we put up minimal to no dust when we're running our water. I mean, it just comes out, it just keeps it down. It keeps
Where does the
everything-
water go once it comes through?
There's not that, it's a misting system. So it just mists to contain and it just falls out in the material. It's not like we have a gully washout when we're done, if that's what you're asking.
Do you know what the decibels are of that?
I'd have to look on the tag. I'd have to look at the tag. I apologize. I didn't know that.
I'm just curious too, why, because we've had them before across the road, crushers that come in there, why did you not look at that site? It's commercially zoned and everything.
That is Hop. He's not there, so
The Gary's not gonna lease to you either?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
We're just looking, we would love to find a place that we own, that if, you know, things don't, if we own it, we can control, we don't all of a sudden get, you know, a rent or a lease increase because something else has come along and we have to move a bunch of stuff. We just, you know, kind of want our own deal so we can kind of go at our own pace.
Where do you get your water?
Our water, we haul in, right now, we haul it out of our shop in 250 gallon totes on trailers. The white totes you see, they call them totes. Yeah, chemical totes. That'd be perfect, yeah. We buy those from traffic control companies after they flush out the paint. So we buy those in 30 and 40 at a time. And we just throw a generator up, put a 2-inch pump on it, just an electric pump, choke it down to a garden hose, hook it up to our machine, and we let it run.
No.
Have you spoke,
You get public comment.
Yeah.
The only reason he's speaking is to give us information.
so have you spoke with Gary at all on this? I mean, Gary doesn't crush.
No, we haven't
Have you
inquired
worked
on
with
that.
him? Have you worked with him?
We work with them for
Okay.
dirt purposes, and we've
Okay.
taken our removals to them, we've taken our removals out to the yard.
Okay.
It's just, we would like to own our property so we can control it, we don't have to move it if something would change. Because that would be kind of a hassle. I mean, we're a 3 dump trucks and 1 side dump operation. It's not like we could set 30 trucks in to move something. We're 3 dump trucks and a side dump.
Okay.
So, I mean, we're just kind of small, getting started at it.
Now, you do millings as well. Do you have your own milling machine that you
No,
bring
we
in?
can crush our asphalt down
With the same?
machine. Yeah, it takes concrete, it takes asphalt. We can adjust the size of material that comes out by some, they're called figures, where everything goes through, and if it recycles through, and out and hits it again.
So, but you said earlier you will crush, 7 truckloads an hour?
If everything's going well, I mean, we can get to that. Just depends how everything's going. It depends if our stuff's broke down small enough. It depends just how everything's running.
So where do you just store that there on the facility, or do you haul it out as fast as you crush it?
We would store it, so it's up here, so we don't have to haul it twice. So if someone from Woodbine would see it and say, hey, we need a couple truckloads of millings, they're sitting here in Logan, they're not coming out of Council Bluffs because it's gonna be more expensive to haul them from Council Bluffs.
So what's the plan? I guess like he asked about an environmental protection study or whatever, however you worded it. My concern is that's in a floodplain, and if you have a whole bunch of concrete stacked around and you get flood water, where does that go? Because that stuff is toxic if it gets back in the river.
I believe they've used riprap for many years along riverbanks for just such a purpose. The information on what the property all is not known until we can get it zoned to do all the studies, to see what we need to do. I know that our shop right now is, I don't know if any of you guys know much about Council Bluffs, Iowa, but if you go south of Mid-America Energy, Highway 370, or the toll bridge to Bellevue, our shop is down there in a floodplain. We have got ourselves above the floodplain, and we are insured and everything's fine. It's not our first time in dealing in floodplains and everything. It is something that the information we need to see what is all possible before we, but, you know, the floodplains come in and hit it. When there's nothing there, it's taking your soils and everything anyway. So it's, I mean, it is something that would be accounted for once we get all of our information.
I would like to give you more opportunity, if there's anybody else that you want to ask questions to. You've been available for questions.
Like you said, I'm not trying to.
Sorry. You've been available to answer questions.
Yes, sir.
And I would like to give residents that opportunity. If the board has questions for residents, if the board, you guys can ask anybody questions if you have questions on what their concerns are. I don't want to get into a whole lot of explanations of why things, just question and answer type of thing. Questions from the board, if that is something you guys want.
Yeah, I think that's only fair. Thank
Yeah.
you.
How many residents are there that live in that area?
Well, I live in town, but almost everybody.
You live right there by,
No, I live in town. but
Okay.
My parents live right
Okay.
there, yeah.
okay,
My house is.
okay.
So, I guess I'll ask, what is your greatest concern with this, if this were to come down?
My greatest concern is the dust and what it looks like in the environment. And would I also like to say that, when they said they had 10 people from Logan already working for them, I don't think I would assume they're not going to be hiring more than 10 people from Logan. So I don't think it's going to bring many jobs. And also, what do you store your crushed rock in?
Piles, open piles.
Just in a pile, not in a building, just in a
Open
pile.
piles.
So you just bring that crushed rock when you have stuff to crush? Or you leave it, you don't leave it there?
We've got removals in Council Bluffs at our yard also. So it would be, you know, whenever a facility gets lower on material,
Okay.
we bring it up, get caught up, get our messes, kind of get our piles cleaned up and. be
So
able
it's
to-
not every day?
How often do you think you would crush it?
Weather dependent, material dependent, it would primarily be more of an off-season deal to start with. It would be more of a, you know, January, February, March deal till we get out going again. If our piles get, you know, if we would be fortunate enough to find work up here and have a bunch of material and we need to get it crushed so we had more room, you know, we'd be doing more crushing, but we wouldn't be at it full time. That would be it would not be a full-time process as for now, because we just aren't set up for that. It's just something, we're at the starting point of it and just trying.
So it's not gonna pay jobs.
The crushing part, no, our construction company would.
When you stockpile the material,
Yes, sir.
and then somebody wants some, how do you load, do you use elevators or? you
No, we
use
just
a
have a front end loader or a
front-end
track
loader,
loader
yeah.
sitting up here and put it in.
And
a dumper.
moving that again will create more dust that you don't spray.
It would be minimal at most, but yes, there would be
There'd
some.
you'll scoop into the, and then with a stockpile of asphalt, how big a stockpile you have, I have no idea. And the flood comes, what happens then? What's coming out of that asphalt?
Did you hear that question?
I did not hear that question. I
You want to know if there's a stockpile of asphalt, and if there was a flood, is there an impact, I mean, what's the environmental impact? Did I get that right?
Yeah.
That I wouldn't know until it happened, but I know we would be more planning on being closer to the road than to the river with our piles.
I've seen water get up to the road.
Yes,
Multiple
Yeah.
times.
yeah, and we understand that, but until we get all the information of what we're up against, the heights, the averages and everything like that, it's kind of hard to have a firm plan to to recognize all these things.
The water comes and goes right up to us, comes under the Beavytown Road, they got a huge tube there. And searches a lot there, it floods.
Oh.
We got wells.
You guys have any more questions on this?
Yeah, what do you, on average, this is an old, on your Facebook page, it's an old deal from 2020, so this, at that point, was $17 an hour. Do you happen to know an average of what you paid per hour for employees?
I know this year we're starting laborers in the low to mid-20s. That's not exactly where I'm at. I mean, part of the company. I know our dump truck drivers start upper 20s, low 30s. If you have, you know, mobile experience for moving equipment, it's more. A lot of it is kind of by feel of the person and some experience, but I know that our general laborers start in the low to mid-20s.
I think where we're at, what's your first name?
Jason.
Jason? The zoning board has disapproved, so it would normally go to the Board of Adjustment, correct, Jack? And I think those questions that we don't think will happen until after zoning is what they're gonna ask. They're gonna know environmental, they're gonna wanna know dust, they're gonna wanna know water usage. At least, I believe that's what they wanna know.
Yeah, and I think the zoning board wanted more information on this.
That too.
Yeah, we did, we didn't know we had that.
Because they really say the yes or no before it gets to us.
But it only, it goes to Board of Adjustment if there's something that's,
They can appeal to Board of Adjustment.
Matt's looking into it to see what the actual
Okay.
process is.
Okay. I mean, other places, I don't know how we do it here. I don't know how many times our Board of Adjustments ever met.
I think they meet a couple times a year.
Right.
if we had denied it, if we deny it, I mean, it comes from them to us.
Right.
Yeah, I think we need to look into the process, because if we had denied it last week, they
Right.
wouldn't be able to do anything for a year.
Right.
So, my understanding is that the Board of Adjustment is if it, like when we did the deal in Woodbine, that was because they wanted to be, the ordinances say you have to be a certain distance from the property line, and they wanted to be closer than that. So it was against an ordinance, but this isn't
See,
questioning the
I
ordinance.
can't answer.
I don't know either.
Okay.
You know, and
Plus, we got a lot of questions here that.
I'm still right on that line. I don't know what the right decision is.
Yeah.
I know I'm getting a lot of phone calls from a lot of you folks on both sides of it. It's split. There are people that are for it, people that are against it. It's not an easy decision, and I think we need more research into it and see what it actually looks like when it's going.
Can I ask a question? So you said that, is it just crushing to begin with, or are you also taking it to, as construction?
We would like to crush it and leave it in a stockpile, and if people needed rock or millings for anything, we would like to sell it and be able to do it more economically than coming out of council books.
So you would have trucks coming and going? Okay.
So Jason, I got another question then along that line. Will there be any permanent structures there? Will you put a building up? Will you have scale?
We will have scales on our loaders, but no scale on ground, if that's what you're asking.
No buildings on ground? Would
Now
help the
to the-
tax base as well?
As of now, no. Eventually, we would like to get a, I don't want to call it a full-blown building, but like a office with a garage or two on it, so we could, keep some supplies as needed. We'd love to have an office up here to get busy enough that we could put a person in it, but that's not right now starting.
Okay. Now your water, you're gonna do this in January and February.
Which would be frozen, we understand.
Yeah.
But we've got something called concrete blankets that we can wrap everything in and keep stuff warm. And if it's not working and dusting, we can't go, because it's also diesel powered. So, it's starting in the cold and stuff. Could be a bit of a challenge. And so part of it's gotta be weather friendly and climate ready for us to be able to go.
So one of my concerns is, we're talking about, wanting to increase the tax base of that piece of property, but the trade-off for the fact that the houses across the street are possibly going to decrease in value because of that extra noise and.
Yeah, and I've looked into that, and there's nothing that shows that happens.
Yeah, and see, I've looked into it and found things that said that it does happen. Depends on where it is and.
Right. And sometimes those houses can become worth more if that becomes an industrial site, because then other industry wants to come in the area. If you want to sell your house, they're willing to pay good money for it, that lot. So it's a trade-off. It's 6-7.
Well, I guess the question I ask myself, because that's the reason we have public hearings regarding rezoning, is because it affects the landowners next to it, and they have the opportunity to want it or not want it. And the question I would ask is, do you want one across the street from your house?
I don't know. I haven't seen it. One of the biggest things that I want to look into, that I think probably weighs the most on all of our minds, is the health.
Right.
What are the health risks that are involved with this? And I think that probably needs to be the biggest factor when we're making our decision.
Well, the health risks, and I know you think it doesn't affect the property value, but if I'm looking for a house in Logan, and there's a concrete crushing plant across the street from those houses, I'm not even gonna look. I'm not even gonna consider, I don't care what their price is, I'm not gonna consider buying a house over there. So there's statistics on paper, you can make statistics on paper say anything you want, but when you start actually asking people, would you buy a house that's across the street from a concrete crushing facility? Pretty good chance you're probably gonna get most people gonna say no. You might get an occasional one that, yeah, if it was cheap enough. So,
Larry?
Question for you, Jason, just quick. What did Council Bluffs require as far as an environmental audit or anything like that? they surely required something.
We're technically outside of Council Bluffs in Mills County.
Oh, in Mills County, and Mills County did not, they don't have any, okay.
But you're very rural out there.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, in Mills County, or the one that's south of Council Bluffs is, it's not really council.
So you're west
Yeah.
of I-29?
Mills County has way lower requirements. on
You're
it.
south of Goot, right?
Southwest.
Southwest of Goot.
Specified in one department, they would have more trainings. I mean, I think that it allows some specialization for each department.